Hi there, my bloggers, or my Facebook, or Instagram, or Twitter. There's always 1,000 things. No makeup on, in my bed on a beautiful snowy day. So I am still here chilling. Anyway, I want to talk to you guys about 2018. What are you expecting? About 2 years ago in 2015, I changed things up. So instead of saying, this is my resolution for this year, that year what I did was I said, you know what, God, what can I expect from you? What can I expect from you for 2015? And I remember feeling in my heart that God said, you need to wake up with an attitude of gratitude. So leaving all of the complaining behind, realizing what I do have and all the blessings that we have, because a lot of times we just don't realize it, right? So I was trying to look for my paper for 2015 and I couldn't find it. I'm sure it's in one of my journals. I tried to journal. It's been a while since I've been more consistent with it, but I'm hoping this year will be different. So in 2015, there was a list of things that I did. So I wrote down a whole list of things that I was really grateful for. Um, and the list included, my husband, my children, my career. At the time, I had my two businesses going, and they were doing okay. They could have been doing better, but we were making ends meet, but not out of debt or anything like that. And for that year, so what I did was, I wish I had it with me. I took a $5 bill and I put a 0, 0, 0, 0, made it 50,000. And I said, all right, God, for this year, I am expecting 50,000 or more in income. So what happened is I first start with an attitude of gratitude. So I have my one for 2016. I wanted to show you. It's a little bit torn up. So this is what I did, what I'm grateful for, and then I wrote my husband, my kids, my pets, my home, my car, my job. This one's really messed up, as you could see. The increase in calling of my gifts, and so on and so forth. And I also, felt like wealth is a mindset, right? And that may we be good stewards over the increase that God is giving us. And I asked, this was for 2016. So for 2015, I was asking for 50,000. So what happened was I kept praying it, even though my bank account was at zero or overdrafted, anything like that. I just kept asking anyway. I every morning, wake up in the morning with an attitude of gratitude. This is all the things I'm grateful for: heat, hot water, air conditioning. I mean everything, right? That I can think of that a lot of people don't have, and that we're blessed with, that we take for granted. My vision, the fact that I can walk and move my hands and talk and things like that, and the fact that I even woke up that morning when many people did not. So that's what I did for 2015. And then about 3-4 months into that, I had this other job offer come in at 50,000. And he was, I thought it was of God, right? Because he was offering me the right money. It seemed like the right position. I was a chef, I was going to be executive chef for this baking company. And he kind of like pussyfooted around and kept playing around too much. And then I went there to kind of see what kind of work it was. And, the staff was saying, oh, we haven't gotten paid for 2 weeks, but that happens here a lot and all that. And I'm like, So God gave me about 50,000 red flags, but I was still like, well, it must be of God, right? So I ended up, finally figuring out that I had all these red flags. So then, I was talking to a friend of mine named Kim, and she's like, how many flags do you actually need? And I'm like, ooh, good one. So I said, you know what, God, I'm going to let this go. And if it's for you, you're going to give me that increase. If it's not, it's not. So, alrighty then. Sorry, guys. So then I let it go. And not even letting it go, I think it was even, I can't remember if it was just a few days or a day. I don't remember. But then I get a really great phone call from this gentleman named Frank Quay, and he is wanting to meet me about this unique position. So I meet him, and it's about a position to be a chef at Grace Farms. But he's not really, at this time we were talking about more hospitality than it was chef stuff. So anyway, make a long story short, God blessed my socks off. I mean, the whole year was so fantastic because my mind shifted from waking up and looking at my bank account and complaining all the time to waking up and appreciating everything God has given me. And that made me appreciate even the struggles. So I ended up getting what I asked God for that year with the $5 bill, right? And plus I was still doing my business, so I was definitely making more than what I even asked. I mean, that's how good God is. He always gives you more and beyond what you ask, right? So then in 2016, I did the same thing. So this was my 2016. See it? It's all beat up and stuff because I keep this taped on the side of my beds. These are all my essential oils. I keep it on the side of my bed. And every morning when I get up, list of things and prayer. And every night before I go to sleep, list of things and prayer, right? So this year I am believing God for in 2018, right? So believing God 2018. And what I'm grateful for, again, my husband, my kids, my home, my pets, my car, our safety, just everything, appliances. You know how good it is to have a dishwasher? It is good. And a washing machine in your home? It's a blessing. I didn't have that for many, many years, right? So then I talk about all the things that I'm grateful for. And the list sometimes gets even longer as I'm praying throughout the morning when I realize that I have so much more to be grateful for: my career, the people I work with, all that kind of stuff, right? What I'm believing God for in 2018, and I'm believing Him for prosperity in many areas: finances, health, career. I'm just believing in prosperity and growth in all of these areas. And so then I have a prayer. I also do a prayer here, and the prayer is, Lord, I thank you that 2018 is the year of accelerated increase and prosperity in the eradication of debt. May we be lenders and no longer borrowers and slaves to lenders, and we will be healthy spiritually and physically. Amen. So this year I'm asking God for 100,000 plus in income and gifts, because I want to get out of debt. I want to get out of debt. Okay, I want to be a lender and not a borrower. I want to give freely. I don't want to always be like, oh, I can't really give that person because if I do, I can't pay my light bill. That's ridiculous. Okay. We are children of God and should live in prosperity. And we have to start claiming that. And it's not about God. And it's not about God not giving us the prosperity. It is about us. Why are we not receiving it? We need to figure that out. What is the blockage? We need to figure that out. God already has it. Think about it as in a bubble or a bank account, right? And then you can withdraw from that bank account. But if there is something that's blocking you from being able to withdraw, like say you're on online banking and there is no branch, right? But your online goes out. So now you can't even withdraw because there's no way to withdraw from the online account because your Wi-Fi isn't working, right? So it's the same thing. What is blocking us? What is the Wi-Fi blocking us from our virtual, if you will, bank account? Right? Our prosperity that God already has set up for us. He already died 2,000 years ago. He already made us prosperous. It's all waiting for us. So we have to find out what our Wi-Fi is doing. Why isn't our Wi-Fi connecting to that prosperity? I hope that makes sense. So that's what I did, my prayer. And then on the bottom, I'm believing for 100,000 plus in income. I'm going to start my new book, because I need to start my first book. I say first because God told me I have several books in me. So I'm going to start my first book. I want to be a runner. That's my goal this year. And I want my family to be runners and healthy as well. So that is for 2018. And I can't wait to keep giving you video logs on how that's going. I want to recommend a couple of things. Here's Fear Fighter by Kelly Bellari. Amazing book, super good. It's awakening your courage to overcome your fear. Okay? And that's because we need to overcome fears. That is one of the reasons why we're not connecting to the Wi-Fi is not connecting, right? It's a lot of fear and unknowns and, what's going on and why is this happening and all that kind of stuff. And we're looking at our bank accounts and we're looking at our situations and we're looking at stuff that's happening in our lives. And meanwhile, if we got rid of all of that garbage, we would be prosperous. So we have to figure that out. All right, so that's what I'm recommending. Another thing I'm recommending is some pastors that I listen to on YouTube and podcasts. I'm only going to give you a few because it gets to be too much, and I'll give you some more as we go along. Jesse Duplantis, oh, amazing, funny as all get out, but he also just starts to change your perspective on believing God for prosperity in your life. So that's Jesse Duplantis, Duplantis, Duplantis. The other one is Jerry Savelle, Savelle, I believe. Jerry Savelle, also prosperity, thinking about how to prosper God and believing God for all the stuff that he has for you. And Andrew Womack, straight up, like he's just straight up, like he's gonna tell you how it is, like it or not. Oh well, that is just how it is. So I suggest that you guys get your list ready for 2018 on all the things you are believing for. Instead of doing resolutions, start believing for stuff, okay? Because resolutions, I think, sometimes make you feel like a failure if you don't do it, where believing for it will make you look forward to what's to come. Fear Fighter by Kelly Bellari, and then the ministry, right? So Jesse Duplantis, Jerry Savelle, and Andrew Womack. So I hope that this blesses you, and leave some comments. Let me know if there's something else you'd like me to talk about. But we are straight talk, no sugar added. Happy 2018.